Well, hey, how y'all doing out there today? Y'all, we often speak about the truth. Matter of fact, every day. We view the truth the way we see it, our perception of it. There's some very basic truths, and then there's some truths that are being twisted or only part of the truth used. And with the fact that we're not thinking clearly, it's very easy to see a headline. It's very easy to even read the whole article. It's very easy to see something going on in the world and see the truth in it, see the value of it, see what is gleaned from actually seeking the truth, and what you can find from that truth that even goes deeper beyond what you see and what you were taught. And I find a fine example of that, y'all. And believe it or not, it's my little sitting spot. I got a little I got a little old carport right here that's attached to an old garage, and it's right by the road right there. And cars go by and everything, but I like to sit here. So I get in the shade, and I got this old couch right here, and I sit in the right, and I don't know, when I ponder on stuff. And but I was just sitting there earlier, you know. I was kind of staring at the gravel, because the gravel, all that gravel right there, is the driveway, right? And that's basically my example of the truth. The truth is, that's a gravel driveway. And how you perceive this driveway, and where you take that perception of this truth, this being an old gravel driveway by an old garage, an old guy sitting on an old couch. Well, what's your perception of all that? What is the value in an old gravel driveway? I mean, some people would say, hey, I could park my car there. Some people would say, hey, keeps you protected from the sun, Bill. You could come up with all these reasons, but for me, as simple as my life is, and and who I am, you know, I actually like to look in it. I look in the gravel. I walk through it all the time. I walk up and down here to go to the mailbox and whatnot. And so there you go. I took a minute and I looked in it, and what I found was 500 million years of history. I found the secrets of life and death, dog eat dog. And I've seen a couple of ages of mankind and what we left behind. And I got all that from a gravel driveway. The truth that this is a gravel driveway, but what it is, what you find in that truth, is what I'm always talking to y'all about. And here we go. In that old gravel driveway, I found all these things right here. And hell, you may look at them and say, wow, Bill, you got some trash, you know, a couple nice airheads, some weird looking little bones, and a bunch of weird looking rocks right here. But where I said I found 500 million years of history in a gravel driveway, well, all these old fossils were in here, y'all, and they're really cool. I can't even get the names of them, but many of them are just I'll show you in one. This one right here is about 50 million years old. These right here, they call them Indian beads because they wind up being this size, and you can make little necklaces. But these are 500 million years old. I mean, I just get amazed every time I walk through here. I find something else like that in the gravel. It may be a little old broken piece, might be a good big fat piece, you know, but there it is. Also, here are these wonderful rocks. They're called brain geodes. They call them bomb clusters here. And it's a big round rock, and they're full of beautiful quartz crystals. Some of them are clear white, and some of them are clear red. And I found them everywhere from this size to this size to this size. And I didn't find these in the gravel, of course, and there's like the red ones and the white ones. So wow, there's this amazing history, long history, earth history, the beautiful rocks, healing crystals. And so there, I mean, I'm like, that's what these organisms left 500 million years ago. You know, that's what they left as their marker. And then there was the weird bones, y'all. And these bones, there was a whole sack of these that I sent my Karen Sue to her grandsons, because they're very interesting bones. But I found the very first one I found was about this size. And you see that little bitty bone right there? And as you can tell, here's like a socket for it. Let me get that on there. Here's like a little socket for it in the rib. But then I found this bigger one. They were all together, and this is like the backbone vertebrae. Here's a piece of a jaw with a big old tooth. Here's a claw in the jawline, and the jaw itself, and the way the teeth are, told me right off the bat that it's a cat, because look at that cat claw. So apparently, and look, but here's another tooth. You'd think the cat maybe ate a mouse or something, but those aren't mouth bones. But I found that weird looking tooth. So it made I'm thinking maybe the cat ate something that ate the cat. So dog eat dog, you know. The last great act of defiance was killing the cat that was eating you. So that's what I got out of finding some old bones. Of course, the rest of them are just regular old bones. And then now, not right here in the gravel driveway. One of them I did, but the other two I found somewhere else. These are just some really nice arrowheads. This is from an age of the Indians and the Native Americans. That's some black flint. That was an arrowhead for like hunting or war or whatever. And here's a nice one. That was a tool. You could tell it's a cutting tool. And here was another tool for grinding out different paints and stuff off of things, and very nice pieces. So that showed what that group of people left behind. And we hear a lot of their history and whatnot. And sounds like kind of the same way mankind's always been, but they use things from the earth. They use the rock because of their technology. And then I found all this trash, y'all. And let's just look at some of that. Well, we got here's what we're going to leave behind. All the kind of plastic. We're going to let everybody know we like to buzz, of course. Our trash. The destruction of the world. Whose fault is it? Well, I found this key. There's a key to who's doing this. Big old. There's something else from the car, but it's also made out of lead. Look at what lead's been good to us. In other words, when I found old rounds, ammo, plenty of old shells around, and I found another bone, but this was rubber. So that's kind of a man-made bone. And then I found a penny, which is money, and that's kind of what put this together, y'all. I started separating these on the table. I found them from my perception of the gravel driveway, a form of entertainment. Killing time while I'm getting out of the sun, just taking a minute to do something other than the normal routine. Get in front of the TV, get in front of the air conditioner, get a big soda and sit down. No, I just got out here and I got bored and I looked around. I had the time. I found 500 million years of history. I found another beautiful, horrible version of life and death. I see what 2 ages of mankind left behind, but I can't get my mind off of that pile right there. It says everything to me. All of this says everything to me. And if I wouldn't even stop for a minute and realize that this is a gravel driveway. But wow, what's in the gravel? What's the whole truth? What my perception of what I first see that did not control what I found. I found what I found because I had time. I took time. I had curiosity. I was thinking. I was bored. I was wanting to do something physical. I was wanting to do something active. That's kind of what we lost, y'all. We see the truths out here on this social media, and that's fine. But most of the time, it's just a piece of the truth. It's just enough to make you stop wondering, to make you stop thinking, to make you come to an instant conclusion when there's something deeper in there. There could be the meaning to life and death. There could be history way beyond your comprehension. There could be stories of mankind. There could be you. You just don't know. So think, but open your mind up to think. Clean your mind out to think. Let's wonder about this and where all this led to. The automobile, the gun, the plastic, the aluminum, the trash. And look at our lives. What do they become? Because I always tell you, what the mind is everything. What you think, you become. What have you become? What are you thinking? How do you see that gravel driveway? And after seeing all that, what do you see in that gravel driveway now? Because I ain't even finished yet. Every time 5 minutes before I picked this camera up, I found this bone right here. So there you go. You can view your life as a gravel driveway and walk on it and park your car on it and drip oil on it and do everything you would do with a gravel driveway. Or you can stop for a minute and look and see what's inside the gravel, and then take it from there. Your mind is what you are, not your body, not how you look, not what you sound like. It's you. That's who you are. And what you do when nobody else is looking, that's what your character is. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to look beyond what you've been told something is. I want you to look beyond what you've been told you are. And I want you to just be the best you can be. but you really need to think clear. So please think, and by all means, don't live in fear. I love y'all. Peace.